Have you ever wondered how to use order blocks, how order blocks are made, how order blocks work, how order blocks react to the market, and how you can implement them to your own strategies? Well, here's the time because I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about order blocks right now. So right here, you see that we have a candle formation, right? We have 2 bearish candles and 3 bullish candles. Well, what is an order block? The order block is the last bearish candle before a 3-sequence candle or a fair value gap, right? So right here, we have our last bearish candle, bam. This is our order block. It also works for the opposite side, as I will show you in a bit right here. So as you can see right here, we have a bearish move, but just before the bearish move right here, we have a green candle, which is the last green candle before the fair value up to the downside, meaning that right here, we have our order block. Now, how does an order block act to these levels? Well, fairly easy. What will most likely happen is bam, bam, and then a continuation, just like a fair value up. And right here, we can expect the same thing, which right here, bam, tap into the order block, and then we continue to move lower. That's all there is about order blocks, but now I'm going to show them to you how to implement it to your own strategy. So right here, what do you notice? You notice that right here, we have a last bullish candle before a move down, right? I said it has to be a fair value gap, but it doesn't have to be a fair value gap, right? It can be the last green candle before a series of red candle, or so on and so on and so on and so on, right? So right here, we have our last bullish candle before a bearish move, as we can see right here, right? So bam, we create the order block. What happens when we tap into the order block? We move lower. And do we re-tap into it again? No, but most likely we will, and then continue our move lower. Now, this is just quick examples right here, but you can see we have a move up right here. We have our last bearish candle. And what happens? We tap into the order block and then move higher. Now, how do you implement this to your strategy? Well, me personally, I trade iFVGs, right? You tap into that box right there, which is our bearish order block. And then we have our entry right here. Bang, bang, and bang. You enter longs. And then your targets at these highs right there, which we did take. And so, boom, that's your trade. That's how you implement it to your own strategy. Now, there's a whole area of strategy. For me, that's that. But let's go over some more setups so you can clearly understand how order blocks works. Now, a quick thing I forgot, it works on every time frame. As you can see right here, we have our last bullish candle before a big bearish move. Tap into the order block multiple times, and then always reverse or sell, right? Until right here, that becomes a breaker block, but that's for another time. Now, that was on the 15 minute, but what about the daily? Right here, we have our last bullish bearish candle before a move up. Tap into the daily order block and then fully reverse, and that was the bottom of the market. So order blocks are super valid. Now, do I personally use them? What I tell you is I use them if they're there, right? I use them as complementary, just like as an SMT. I see an SMT, nice, I'm happy that's an added confluence. I see an order block, nice, I'm happy that's an added confluence. But let's go over some more setups. Now right here, what am I looking at? I'm looking at the 15 minutes. We have a bearish candle before a move up, right? Does not have to be perfect. So we have an order block right here. Move down to the lower time frame, as I will be going on to the 1 minute right here. We have a lot of pre-market lows right here within that order block, right? Because this is pre-market right here, 908. See right here, market opens, bam, we sweep all of these lows, and what do we create? Bam, we create, right, a pseudo fair value gap. That is something that we could go over another time. Bam, optimal entry would be at the highs, but you know, not the best, but right here with an entry, right, with a TP wherever, and then bang, we tapped into a 15-minute order block, and we move higher. The reason I picked this setup is because we have a 15-minute order block, we have a sweep, right? We don't have an actual fair value gap, but you kind of get what I mean, right? If we had a fair value gap right there, and let's say inverse right here, we could have entered right there with the sweep plus the order block. So just an added confluence. Now again, another example, I am looking at the 15-minute time frame where we have our order block right here, right? Last bearish candle before a move up. I will now move down to the lower side right here, which is the 1 minute. We also have some pre-market lows at that level right here. So I will mark these down as pre-market lows, and then I will let it play out right here. We will sweep pre-market lows. We will make a bearish fair value gap, right? Creating a potential iFVGs for us right here, as we will see. Bam, we inverse the candle right there. So we enter right here, DP at the session high. Below the low right here, we put our stop loss, and then we let it play out, right? As you can see right here, it goes to full TP. The confluence was pre-market sweep, 15-minute order block, and iFVGs to current session high, and then bang, that is how it worked. So what you absolutely need to know about order block is it is optionary. You do not need it, but it's always nice to have. And it is actually a nice and strong confluence. So on that, if you enjoyed the video, you can join the bootcamp in the bio. You can join the Discord, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, follow me on TikTok and everywhere. And I will see you guys next time.